over the past couple of months, Ubisoft has received so much criticism from gamers, and especially over the past few days with the recently announced deal with Tencent. But now, Ubisoft shareholders are launching a legal battle against the company and demanding renegotiations of their Tencent deal. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I am for gamers first and foremost. So, whatever this legal battle ends up being and however long it goes for and whatever the outcome is, I just care that gamers are getting a higher quality product, the highest quality that they can get, and that we are not being screwed over. I don't care who runs a company. I don't care what they have to do behind the scenes to make good things happen. I do not care at the end of the day. So, seeing Ubisoft going through this is really funny to me because they have not listened to gamers for years, and the people that are running the company now are kind of getting what they deserve. So, after not listening to us, I'm not going to sit here and cry and defend them because that would be ridiculous. It says, though, Ubisoft shareholders, including AJ Investments and other minority shareholders, announced they have launched a legal battle against the company and are demanding a renegotiation of the recently announced deal with Tencent. Now, we do not know how far this deal with Tencent is going to go, right? There are some people that think, oh my gosh, Tencent's basically taking control of Ubisoft, which, yeah, I mean, it does not particularly look good. I do not trust a company like Tencent. They are a CCP entity, first and foremost, though. Will this actually end up being good for the IPs that they now kind of have sunk their claws into? Who knows? Maybe they'll end up releasing higher quality products because they'll put maybe 2 or 3 products into production instead of like 5 or 6, and then more money will go to a project and there will be better employees and people on it. Who knows? It's all kind of coping at this point, but we do know that there are a few select franchises that have now been kind of shifted away from the main Ubisoft company and now are kind of under the control of Tencent. At the end of March, Ubisoft announced it had created a new subsidiary that would house Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six brands. Along with these IPs and their back catalogs, the new subsidiary would also become a new home to Ubisoft's development teams based in Montreal, Quebec, Sherbrooke, Saguenay, Barcelona, and Sofia, and any IP they currently have in development. The creation of the subsidiary was announced after the company made a deal with Chinese investor and developer Tencent, who would invest 1.16 billion euros into the subsidiary in exchange for 25% of it. And since the deal was announced, Ubisoft's stock has actually fallen over 26%. So that also does not look good for them. I mean, keep in mind, Ubisoft's stock over the past couple of years has seen a significant decline, and now it's just fucking tanking. Now, in a press release shared by Insider Gaming, AJ Investments announced it and a coalition of shareholders are initiating legal proceedings in France. Ooh, boo-hoo Ubisoft, cry me a river and float upstream. There's actually, funny enough, not a lot of people talking about this. I genuinely think because nobody really cares about what happens to Ubisoft at all anymore. It's like, for me, it's heartbreaking to me that Assassin's Creed is no longer the Assassin's Creed I grew up with. I used to love the old original Assassin's Creed formula, and I don't hate all of the newer games, don't get me wrong, but after Syndicate, it just fell off for me. Like, any love I really had kind of died out, and they haven't tried to kind of bring it back around. I've never been big into Rainbow Six, so I don't have a lot of love there. And Far Cry, of course, thoroughly enjoyed the Far Cry games, though I would not be sad if we never got another Assassin's Creed game because it's not like they're creating the Assassin's Creed that they used to. So I wouldn't be sad if we never got another one of those games or Far Cry or Rainbow Six. I would rather see Ubisoft get what they deserve after years of ignoring our feedback, especially with other games, right? Like Skull and Bones was supposed to be major for them. I was really hyped for it. And then as we got closer to the launch and the teasers and trailers released, I became less and less enthused. Star Wars Outlaws was supposed to be big. I love Jedi Fallen Order, really enjoyed Jedi Survivor. I was at least looking forward to it, even though it's not like the same development team or anything. I still think that they had a lot of hype to kind of bank on, and they could have at least created a kind of equal experience, but they didn't. And then, of course, Assassin's Creed Shadows, they've said has hit 3 million players, but they're not specifying sales. And we do know that in that 3 million number are also people who subscribe to Ubisoft Plus. So I don't believe them. It says, though, the company added it is demanding that a French court compel Ubisoft to convene an extraordinary general meeting so that shareholders can vote to have Ubisoft renegotiate the Tencent deal and distribute an extraordinary dividend. And it wants both Tencent and the Guillemot brothers holdings to be barred from voting. Specifically, it wants the Tencent deal renegotiated because shareholders have no clarity how the deal that was announced last week will eventually benefit shareholders of Ubisoft. It won't. Do you really think that they care about the shareholders? No. The people at the tops of companies don't give a fuck about anybody except for themselves. They only care about lining their own pockets, filling their own wallets. They do not care about shareholders. They do not care about customers. They do not care about their employees. They don't care about office janitors. They don't care about IT guys who are fixing computers in office. They just don't care. And that sucks to say, but that's every company. The company elaborated that due to the stock price falling more than 20%, it signals a clear verdict from investors. The proposed deal is deeply flawed, structured to bypass mandatory public offer rules, and designed to entrench control by the Guillemot family, who now hold less than 10% of the company's economic interest. And as for the distribution of the dividend, it allows shareholders to get 23 per share in cash and allows them to avoid further asset sales or dilution. So we are talking about everybody coming for Ubisoft at this point. Everybody going after them. The customers are saying they're going to boycott and they're not happy. And we've seen several failed projects just over the past year and a half. You have shareholders who are now going at them, saying that it signals a clear verdict from investors that this is not a good deal, that you should not go ahead with this. And yeah, I just really feel absolutely nothing for the company at this point. If this was a good company that I genuinely cared about, I would talk about this over and over and over, and I would try to be defending the company, and I'd say, oh my God, this is so bad for them, but I don't care anymore. And I think the majority of people just really don't either. There are average gamers who don't look at social media and who don't know that this is happening. And there are even people like me who hadn't heard that this was kind of in the works until right before I made this video, right? A couple of hours before. And it's funny to me that Ubisoft really has no allies except for the ones they can pay for, which at this point is just the mainstream media, and even they are not talking about this. So I will be keeping my eye on this situation to see if any other news breaks with it, but it seems that this Tencent deal has infuriated basically everybody. Shareholders are furious. They're launching a legal battle against Ubisoft. And then you have gamers, which are also going after Ubisoft for just putting out bad product after bad product, and things are looking abysmal for them at this point. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.